don't freak out. I'm saying this immediately so that way you don't get the wrong idea. I'm not quitting. I'm not abandoning my channel with making videos or anything like that. As the title may hint, I'm not doing any of those things. I'm just frustrated and lost is all. And I have been for quite some time now, to the point where I don't really know what else to do outside of my main niche and I don't know, art, I guess. But aside from that, like I don't know what else to do to help me get or to help me gain progression to towards what I'm trying to do at a sufficient rate. And I will go on to this further, later on into the video, but I think it's stems from IRL things that happened at the very end of 2024 leading up into this year. And because of that, it just threw my whole momentum off, which I will get into later on to the video. But for now, I'm just here, explaining what the whole point of this video is. And as you can tell, this is not scripted at all. This is just going to be a unadulterated flow of thought type of video, to the point where I'm not really working off of a script. I have keynotes next to me that'll help me stay on progress or help me stay, on topic. But for the most part, this is going to be just winging it pretty much. And there also isn't going to be a lot of edits to the video because this topic is not ultra serious. Like I said before, the IRL situations were not like super, super serious. They were more so meddlesome, if any kind of way. If anything, I should put it that way. So, yeah. So it's not ultra serious, but the entire topic of itself is not lighthearted either. So because of that, there will be very, little edits. I may put some music or I may put some very quiet music in the background to not make it seem like it's so lifeless. But at the same time, I also don't want to take away too much from the video itself. So, yeah. And also, you'll hear that my tone of voice sounds different is because I accidentally deleted the intro for this video that I had originally. So I'm doing this, way later on in the evening. So that way I can get this out. But yeah. Now your next question is probably going to be, oh, well, why do you feel frustrated and lost? Like what happened? Well, like I mentioned in the intro of this video, I'm currently still struggling to try and gain progress in getting into the YouTube partnership program, or at least seeing what happens when you bypass the 3,000 watch hour time goal. And the reason why I believe that I'm still struggling with that now is because of IRL setbacks, a lot of IRL setbacks that happened over the last few months of last year leading into this year, which was through 2024 leading into this year, 2025. That threw my pace of focus off to the point where I couldn't really gain significant progress the way that I could before because of all that stuff happening back then. It threw everything off by a huge margin. And it threw my whole mental focus off too. And even if I did make videos even if I did make videos during that time, it didn't really have any real relevant impact to help me get to that watch hour time goal. It didn't help me get anywhere near that at all. And it seemed like no matter what I did, like it didn't help me get anywhere. It just made it be stagnant instead of go down rather than going up, which was the whole point of me making videos during that time for me to do, and for me to make all those videos talking about, hey, if you want to see this, be sure to like and subscribe and do all these different things, or just watch the video and stuff. Even all that stuff just wasn't enough to help me get to where I needed to go, or where I needed to be at the time, which was 3,000 watch hours. But I'm still currently not there. In fact, it went down by a lot because it's been a lot of months. Like starting out, it wasn't really doing all that. It wasn't really losing a whole bunch, but because it's been a long time, like I said, it went down considerably. It went down from 2,700, nearly 2,800, to 2,500, nearly 400. So, yeah, that's the main reason why I'm, very frustrated and very lost on what to do. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go into deep into what those IRL things were, but they were like setbacks that did affect how the way I was pursuing after this, because like if it was at a minimal, then maybe I would have been able to get there, but no, like it just didn't help out at all. And that's currently why I'm still struggling right now. And that's why I'm still like stagnant in terms of progress. And it's just, yeah, it's just that's the reason why. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's your most viewed videos on the channel and why do you feel like it's not doing enough? And I'm like, well, if you look on my channel right now and you look at the most popular videos, if you see something that says Xenoverse 2 GMV, then those are the type of videos that normally get the most views. And I consider that to be my main niche because that's what most people know me for, or at least a handful of people know me for. And it's also the thing that, you know, gets views, or the most amount of views on my channel whenever I do make one of those. But the problem is that because of how I make them, like I can't make it a daily thing. And I wouldn't want it to make it a daily thing because I want to make sure that every single video is different from one another and it's not just the exact same thing, but also I want to give my best while doing it too. Like I want to make sure that it looks as best as it can be because obviously I'm showing it to a lot of people and I want to make sure that it's presentable in some way. I don't want it to be half baked if it can't be. No, if it can, no, if it can be better than what it is, then I will definitely make it better than what it is. Like I don't want to do like half baked things. So because of that, like I can't really make it a big thing. Like it takes like I can't really make it a big daily thing because it takes time to make that kind of thing. It takes time for me to even think about how I want to do it, those kind of things. But also it can be trouble to try. It can be troublesome to try and, you know, make those kind of videos when, especially when the game is not compatible with certain mods. It's a completely different rabbit hole of issues that I can't really get into too much because this video would just be too much of that because there's actually that much going on to it. But to bring that all home though, like it takes a while to make those kind of videos, and sometimes, which is currently that time right now, sometimes the game is not compatible and it's complicated to use newer mods in the older version of the game because currently right now you have to downgrade the game in order to even play some of the mods. So yeah, that's the reason why I can't really use that as a daily thing. Can't really do that as a daily thing. Not that I want to, anyways. Now, you're probably also wondering, like, what happened to the Sparking Zero videos that you made when the game first came out? And what I have to say to that is it was more of an experimental thing. Like, I wanted to see how I really wanted to do this as an actual series, but at the time of me, like the last time I made one of the last times when I made that video, it was still me just still learning the game. And I feel like once I learned the game, like officially learned the game and start having fun, that's when I can start making content around Sparking Zero videos again. Because currently right now I'm still learning the game. I play the game off and on because I spend majority of my time trying to really figure out how to get this whole watch hour time thing to work. And because of that, I have been playing it off and on, and I still forget things from time to time, you know, those kind of things. That's why I kind of stopped because I had to figure out what I wanted to do to get this whole watch hour time thing to work. But eventually in the future, maybe I'll to return to it once I start having fun with it. But for right now, it's going to be put on hold because even then it wasn't even doing anything in terms of views either because again it wasn't my main niche. And that's kind of how these things work. Like if you post anything outside of your main niche, clearly it's not going to get as many views. Like I can post videos like this where I'm just talking or explaining stuff or I'm just playing some random game, and the views on that would not have as nearly as much as the videos that I normally make on the channel, which is Xenoverse 2 GMVs and stuff. While I can do all that stuff, I can, but again, it's not going to be enough in terms of getting me there because it's not enough views. And honestly, what I feel like I need at this point in time in order for this goal of mine to be a reality is the attention that I got like 2 years ago when I first started making these videos. Like whether it be the dance one, um, which was Specialist, but with Stardust Speedway, and the first like ever action packed like Xenoverse 2 GMV that I ever made, which was Pendulum Watercolor, like the very first one before it got revisited a year ago. I feel like I need that kind of reaction again in order for that in order for this to become a reality, or at least, you know, make a significant boost towards that, because that was the first time that I ever gotten like that kind of attention on anything ever that I've ever done. Like there was various different people that have made Xenoverse content, or they have made content around XV2 for a while, that saw that and was like, whoa, that's pretty impressive, or like, oh yeah, I think that's cool, like you should keep it, you should definitely keep that up, you know. And it even got to the point where I was making them, and then Cabby just came out of nowhere and was like, hey, is this okay, is it okay if I react to this? And I was like, naturally, of course, yeah. And then he made his reaction video about it, about one of my GMVs, which was Battle of Omega at the time, like 2 years ago. So I just need that kind of reaction again. I need that type of reaction again if I want to get any kind of relevant boost or relevant like layups or something, right? I just need that I just need that lucky break again. But in recent times, I haven't been really getting the same response really. Like Slow he comes in and he comments on the videos all the time, but like all the people that I tag beforehand, like, or like all the videos, all the people that I tag in afterwards, like they don't really see it all that much. Like there have been some times when In Between Gamer sees it and when Cabby sees it, but like because things are different now compared to 2 years ago, like people's circumstances are different, or maybe the algorithm has changed to the point where smaller unverified accounts on Twitter can't be recognized as much as verified accounts are. I don't know if it's because of that or if it's some other reason, but for some reason in recent times I just haven't been getting the same response. And that's kind of what I've been no, not even kind of. That's what I've been pursuing. That's what I've been pursuing after. But I've been trying to get people's attention with this because I have more videos, and I have been making more videos ever since I got that reaction 2 years ago, nearly 3. I have more videos behind. I have more Xenoverse 2 GMVs that they can check out. Even the one that I remastered, which was the very first one that I made on the channel way back when in 2022, I believe it was. So I do have a whole bunch of stuff that people can watch, or like all the content creators that can watch, or people that aren't familiar with all the stuff that I'm doing currently right now with Xenoverse stuff. Like they have an entire playlist that they can view, but it's just a matter of them just seeing it. And right now that's just not what it's been, which is very unfortunate. It's very frustrating because I feel like that's what I need right now in order for this watch time thing to work. Because again, the reception that I got from all of that, while it wasn't necessarily, you know, internet breaking or anything like that, it wasn't breaking the internet. It didn't like, I didn't like, yeah, I didn't do anything like super spectacular, but like to me, that was a big thing because I haven't really got, like I said before, I haven't really gotten that kind of reception or like that kind of boost or like as many eyes as I got on that when I first made it. So hopefully soon, I guess, maybe. But honestly, I honestly don't even know if that's going to be the case. Because I don't know. I've been on a constant basis of trying to do that. I've been on a constant basis of doing that, but it just hasn't been it hasn't been being seen by a lot of people, I should say. So now I know I'm talking a lot about like numbers this, numbers that. I don't really have as many views, or this doesn't really get as many views and stuff like that. I don't really, have the same amount of reception as I did like 2 years ago and stuff like that. And you might be thinking, oh, numbers are getting to his head. No, they're not. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Numbers are not the main focus as to why I'm continuing to do this. I continue to do this because I think it's fun to do so, right? But the reason why I'm so focused on numbers now, or why I'm more concerned about numbers than I was before, is because I've been extraordinarily close to this goal for a long time, and I've been wanting to get there. I've been wanting to get there because I've been so close. And because I've been so close before, I'm like, well, I might as well just finish out the rest of this while I can, or at least try to with all the videos that I'm making. But I just haven't really gotten the push. But make no mistake, I understand the entire point of content creation is supposed to is supposed to what it's supposed to be, that you're supposed to enjoy all the stuff that you're doing, right? You're supposed to find a thing that you like to do and then continue to do that. And if you find another thing that you like to do, then continue to do that as well. Like, find the fun in creating stuff for people to see. That's actually just entertaining, because that's what keeps you going. That's what keeps the spark going. That's what lets you continue to be creative and stuff. And even then, I said this in my 500 video, where the main point of this video, or the main point of this channel, still won't change, even when I do get into the partnership program and all this extra stuff, right? Like, I already said back then that like the main point of this video, or the main point of this channel rather, won't change. Like, I'll still make my ideas like come to life as many times as I possibly can, even if I am in that, you know what I mean? And even then, I will still continue to do that regardless of what it is. But what matters the most to me right now is just getting started somewhere, because I would just rather get started than not to begin in the first place. I don't want to just sit there and just mindlessly idle and not really pursue forward with it if I have the opportunity to. So I just want to take that chance to do so, and to take the first step forward, because that's what matters. What matters is taking the first step forward once you get to the place that you want to take the first step forward, if that makes any sense. So I'm not letting numbers get to my head. Like, I'm obviously still going to make content for fun. I'm still going to make as much content as I did before. And even when I do like get better at my arsenal when it comes to drawing and editing and stuff like that, or just making videos in general, I'm gonna, branch off into other things and just make different brands of content once I start getting better at drawing and start animating more. I'm going to start making more animation videos and stuff like that. Like, I have a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of ideas that I want to showcase, but I just feel like I got to get started somewhere first, or like get some kind of motivational booster, or some kind of boost or significant breakthrough or something to help me stay on that path of staying concentrated on the things that I want to make happen. So yeah, I guess that's that whole bit. I guess I just want to get started somewhere rather than just not starting again. Yeah, because what matters more is taking this step forward, not taking steps back. I guess I should also say that I knew going into this wasn't going to be, the easiest task in the world. Like I knew it wasn't going to be, super, super easy to just, jump in here and be like, oh, well, I'm going to go in here and then everything is just going to work out immediately. Like, no, I knew going into this, it wasn't going to be that. I already knew that, considering that all of the other creators that I look up to have gone through the same things themselves, and they also had their challenges to go through as well. But it still doesn't feel, it still feels like trash when you're trying multiple different things you're trying multiple ways to make things work, but it's just not really working out it's not really working out the way you want to each time. Like, it may work out for a bit, but then it just goes back down to the place that it was before. I don't know. I feel like that's just been me the whole time. I've been actively on a mission to try multiple different things to help get this watch time hour going, or this watch hour thing going at a certain point in time, by trying new things, trying different video ideas, even revisiting some older ideas that I had way back then. Like, I was hoping that maybe that would gain some kind of resurgence in some way, but I just haven't had any luck with that, unfortunately. And needless to say, it's pretty draining to have that be the case, considering the fact that all of those, meddlesome setbacks, well, mostly meddlesome for the most part, have done nothing but that. They just been helping me stay stagnant, and instead of just being consistent and having the flow be there, it just threw everything off. And I guess like an additional thing that also, makes me envious but also motivates me at the same time, which is weird. Like I see a bunch of different people on Twitter, or like on YouTube rather, and depending on which one it is, mostly Twitter, they get like a lot of attention from all the creators that I look up to as well. And shout outs to them, obviously, of course. I don't have any hate or ill will towards them. I don't know, like I said before, it's more of a mixture of like being envious but also motivated. Like it's like, wow, I wish that was me right now, because I definitely do need that attention to help me get and push through all of this stuff that I need to push through in order for that to, in order for this to become a reality. Like I just wish that was me. I wish they had eyes on my stuff as well, because that's literally the key for me to make this a reality. It is. But then it's the motivation of this, but it's the motivation side speaking, saying, well, eventually that will be me one day. I just have to keep pushing through as much as I can to get through that, right? It may happen, sooner. It may happen later. I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but yeah, I just see that and I'm like, well, that'll be me sometime in the future. I just have to keep continuing to do it and also continue to have fun with it. Like I mentioned before, in point 4 3, can't remember now. But yeah, I feel like the motivation thing is what helps balance it out, because it reminds me that I just need to continue to put my best foot forward and remind myself to do this for fun, and don't, spend too much time trying to impress other people with your other stuff. Like make sure to also love what you do, and don't spend too much time trying to impress other people. Yeah. I think that's another thing that also helps me keep me going. But at the same time, again, it's a weird mix of envy, but also inspiration or motivation, whatever the words are. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Hopefully you are, but yeah, I knew that this wasn't going to be like a super easy thing. That this was going to be like, I'm pretty sure every single creator has had this moment where they didn't know what to do, or they were just stuck somewhere and they didn't necessarily know how to get out. Me, again, I feel like that the way that I can get out is just by, just posting more stuff or just posting art, I guess. But outside of that, I don't really know what else to do aside from, wait until the lucky break happens. But even then, I don't even know when that's going to happen. So until that happens, I'll just keep, going about it as I've been going about it the whole time, and see where it goes from there, because that's the only thing I can really do right now. So I think that's everything that I wanted to say in regards to this. This is definitely one of the more different topics that I have for this channel. Even for the ones that I'm just talking about stuff. Like I'm normally just talking about things that don't pertain to this at all. But this is definitely one of the first videos that is centered around like a different topic of, oh, this is so frustrating to deal with, and I'm just stuck between a hard place and a rock, and I just simply don't know what to do from this point forward, other than just continue on with art and stuff, or just hope for the lucky break, or just continue to do Xenoverse 2 videos, which I'll be doing all three, of course. And sorry for if this video scared you in any way. Like, don't get me wrong. All of this is frustrating, and all of this is difficult to think through on what to do. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna give up, nor I'm gonna let numbers get to my head. Like I've already reiterated that in either point 2 or 3. I think it was point. No, I think it was point 4 actually. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, the main point is that I'm not gonna let numbers define success, and I'm not gonna let numbers be the main reason for why I'm gonna do anything. Like I'm not gonna let that happen at all, because I understand, like I reiterated before, the entire point of this is just to have fun with it, and to and to enjoy the process of creation, which has been, you know, part of me for a long time, because I have been making these kind of things ever since I was little, and I've always had a passion for like creating things and stuff. So I'm not gonna let numbers get to my head, and I'm also just not going to give up because it's difficult. Um, but that doesn't mean that this isn't frustrating to deal with, because what's more important to me now, because I do want to do this as a career thing, I definitely do, and what matters right now is getting started somewhere. And because I've been so close this entire time, I've been wanting to get started somewhere for a very long time. And this is, you know, that, and like the peak that I've ever been in, is the closest I've ever been, and I want to get back there and transcend beyond that, and to see, at least see what happens when you get to 3,000 watch hours. I would just want to see at least what happens, and just take the necessary steps to get there, so that way I can make relevant progress, pretty much. So yeah, but I just had to make a little video on it. Hopefully all this stuff can happen soon. Hopefully, maybe. But we will truly see if that is the case. But until then, I'll just keep doing what I've been doing, which is, you know, practicing art offline and just posting some pieces here and there. And then if I ever scrap a Xenoverse 2 GMV idea or something like that, then I'll be sure to post it. But for now, I guess I'll just be offline and do art for a little bit until I get that new XV2 idea. So yeah, if you did stick all the way to the end, thanks for watching. Yeah, thank you for doing that. And if you want to leave like any kind of, and also if you want to if you want to like or subscribe, or like just view the videos that I have on in the background, I would greatly appreciate that too. But yeah, aside from that, I'll see you in the next one.